What's up, guys? It's the Podcast Boys back with episode 144. Today, it's just me and Colin in the studio, no filmer, and no guest. It's going to be a great episode, so let's just go straight into story time. All right, I'll start us off with my story time. So, This week, me and Colin went to the Whitecaps game. This was on Wednesday, and it was against Honduras. Do you know the team? What they're
Real España.
Real España, which
not
they're
the
from
national
Honduras,
team.
not the national team. And it was a pretty good game. Whitecaps, we ended up winning 5-0.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a bit of a
I don't think
blowout.
the Whitecaps, I can't remember the last time Whitecaps have won by that margin.
Yeah.
Let alone get 5 goals in one game.
Yeah, so it was a really entertaining game, and it was pretty funny. There's some pretty funny moments in the game. One of them was an own goal from Garcia. So he basically, it went off. I don't know who touched it last on the Caps, but
I think it was Gressel.
Gressel, and then Garcia tapped it in. He slid in to save it, and it ended up going in. And normally at the stadium, what they do is whenever
kicked his keeper in the face.
Yeah, he also kicked the keeper in the face and injured him, kind of. So what normally happens is when someone scores, they say the first name, and the fans all say the last name.
Example: Justin
Reisner or Ryan.
Gold.
Yeah, I was thinking Raposo, bro. So fair enough.
Which is the better, Ryan?
Let us know in the comments. Anyways, so that's normally normal routine. What happens when someone scores, but when it was an own goal, instead of putting the Whitecaps name on the thing, the last player who touched the ball, they did Garcia. So I don't know his first name, but it was some Spanish name, Garcia, and everyone was doing that.
I saw some people filming it live.
It was so funny, and this is I don't think they've ever done that before, have they?
Well, I don't remember the last time there was an own goal at BC Place. So
Yeah.
to be fair,
but it's just a pretty funny coincidence, and I don't even know I don't know if it was intentional or not, or just hey, I guess what we have to do, but it ended up being pretty funny, and everyone was laughing about it.
I found it weird they didn't do the anthems.
They didn't do the anthems. I don't know if they
why.
were short for time or whatnot. Also, maybe it's just because it's a smaller game. It's not that important in the context of
They played the Champions League song.
both their seasons, so they just kept going. But yeah,
You hear the guy from the Honduras team, he went to cardiac arrest or something, going to the locker room. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's a thing he just fell. Or I
Wow.
don't know if he got into he just passed out, or
Wow.
I'm assuming he went into cardiac arrest. He just passed out, and then he went to the hospital to Vancouver's local hospital near there.
Wow.
And he's got to go back home by himself. The team left because it was a 13-hour trip to get to Vancouver.
Yep.
And then now he's at the hospital. Apparently he's doing all right, so he's gonna go home. So that's good to hear.
Yeah. Well, that's weird. I didn't even know about that. I guess we couldn't really. Could we have seen it? I guess it was maybe in you know how it goes down and there's the hallway things this way. It could have been in there or in the tunnel, but
yeah. Well, I didn't see any security or anything huddled on there because I saw that dude coming in and out one guy.
Yeah.
From Real España. So.
Well, yeah. I hope that guy's doing all right. That sucks for him though. He has to find his own way back now and deal with all the medical stuff. So that's pretty unfortunate. But yeah, moving on. Yeah. So this week as well, today is our final day of school and we're on spring break. So yeah, me and Colin are done school for
Set free.
Yeah, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So yeah, hopefully it's a good break. Hopefully we get some stuff done for the podcast. Maybe, I don't know, figure out some stuff with logo, guests we want to have on, topics, segments. I don't know. Just we got some time to think and just build
No better time.
build
no
a
better time.
better podcast. So yeah, I'm really excited for the break and don't have much planned. I'm gonna go snowboarding on I think Tuesday. We're going to the library to go film and work on some stuff in there and just test out the audio and the set and what's that gonna be like. So that's kind of what I have planned for this week. And yeah, just going to the gym, reading, meditate, play some basketball, soccer, and just have a good time. I don't really want to focus on school or think about school at all.
Good.
Hopefully, I don't think I have much or any work due for the break. But if I do, like, I gotta go check. But I'm just gonna try to do it all like on the weekend this weekend, so I have the rest of the break to just do whatever I want. Um, so yeah, I mean, also with work, I hope I don't. I don't know if I want to work that much this spring break. I don't think I will because it's only a 2 week break, and realistically, I'm not gonna get paid that much if I'm working like 2 weeks. So I might just kind of like take it chill and just work like I normally do for I don't know, just every Sunday. So yeah. Also, so nice. I don't have tutoring, so like my weekends are kind of free again. My soccer's done. Tutoring I don't have since it's spring break, and yeah, I can just kind of relax, have time to myself, and
Yeah, it's
yeah.
gonna. Okay, so my story time. I played basketball today at the gym, and really fun. Love getting back into that. Um, I got up for dodgeball. I played dodgeball at my school this morning. I got up at 6:30 in the freaking morning, dude. And like while I was there, I was like, telling my friend, I was like, I'd never think I'd be here at 7 a.m. playing dodgeball at my school. Like, it's just weird when you say it like that. But it was a lot of fun. And my team won, so W's there. And then, um, so I was at the rec center playing basketball, and I got food out of the vending machine for free. I know it's theft, but like maybe I'm exposing myself here. But like when you like hit it, like hit it.
Hit like the glass or the.
No, I like well I did, but then I like just bent it back a little bit, and then it released the granola bar.
Ooh. Man.
Would you say it's the same as stealing something from like a grocery store?
No, I think it's way different because I feel like if you're going into a grocery store with the intent of stealing, that's different. But going into a vending machine, hey, I wonder if anything will come out. And you're like, you know what I mean? I mean, you don't. The intent, I guess you could say, you could argue, is that it will fall out, but it's not like likely that it would. If you're going to steal from a grocery store, you know you're gonna steal from it. You know what I mean?
You plan it.
You plan it, and so like you
In
don't
one way or another.
plan. Oh, I'm gonna rob the vending machine today, right?
Well,
Unless you
robbing is
break the
different
glass.
than like, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Like, I didn't know if it would fall. Like, I didn't expect it to. Honestly, I've never been able to do that, so that was
Yeah.
pretty sick.
First time for everything.
There you
Yeah.
go. So yeah, granola bar is pretty good. Yeah, dude. I want to get like changed because I got like a peanut butter cookie. Like I'm eyeing that down now.
Yeah.
Like I gotta get that before spring break ends. It's just gonna be there, like, you know.
Chilling.
And then this week I had a math. Our teacher called it a quest.
I hate that shit so much.
Clip that.
I hate quests.
That was so
Quests
quick.
are the stupidest thing known to man. My physics teacher does it, and so does my math. Hey guys, we're having a quest on Thursday. Yeah, so is it a quiz or a test? Like, don't fucking leave me in the dark
Well,
here.
it's both.
It's both. It's kind of this, kind of that. What is it? It's a quest. Like, I don't know. Quiz to me, smaller, shorter,
Yeah.
more concise on less material.
Yeah.
Test, longer,
On the whole unit.
more difficult stuff, and yeah, over the whole unit. Quest should just be a quiz on the middle of the unit. If you take those two and say, oh, quest is kind of in between, then it's just a quiz. It's like a longer quiz. I hate this shit of quest because it sort of like leaves you all guessing whether I have, hey, do I have a test, quiz, what's it going to be on, how long is it going to be, right? Is it worth it? Like, how is it graded? How much will it weight in the whole scheme of things? So, I don't know. Fucking hate that.
Yeah. I had that. Yeah, that's gonna be. I'm going to another Whitecaps game that would have been on Saturday, so yesterday, as of release of video. Hopefully that one will. Oh, and also going to the island as well to see friends. So pretty. Oh, and Nav concert as well. I went to the Nav concert today as of published video, and it was pretty good. I hope. Yeah. So love Nav. I think he's really good, and excited for that. Excited for Whitecaps. Yeah, that's my story time of the week.
All right. Well, I don't really have much prepared for today,
I could find something.
but I do have something that I kind of want to cover
Sure.
today that I was just thinking about during the week. Sometimes I'm in the gym or I don't know, I'm alone just thinking, or just in my own sort of world, my own bubble, just thinking about like my life, thinking about the people around me, my friends, my community, all this shit. And shit just kind of like hits me, and then I just like think about it for a bit. I was thinking about like fake love, like when people like I don't know, they act like they like when you're up, they're up. You know what I mean? People who like they associate you or like they mess with you only when you're like up and only when you're doing well and they can see. I guess like I don't know. They just see everything come at once, the accolades, this that,
Mm-hmm.
and they only fuck with you when you're up. And then as soon as you mess up or you fall or you stumble, they shit on you. It's a hard thing to think about. I think for guys it's different too because there's a difference between like fake love and just like locker room talk and just like making fun of your boys and like talking shit. Cause like I have friends like every day who just clown like we clown each other like every day. Like, oh, you're fat, buddy. Like, get a haircut. You're so ugly, man. You suck. But it's so normal. Like it's almost like desensitized. Like we're used to it. And then there's just sometimes like when you're not as close to the person or you don't have that same connection, it's just like out of place and it's kind
Yeah, it
of
doesn't
weird.
work.
But then those same people who bash on you for this and that, as soon as you're up, they're like, "Oh man, congrats, you're doing well, man. Like that's sick. I'm proud of you." Like
I've had that.
I don't know.
I've had that at my school.
Yeah. What do you think about it? Thoughts?
It's part of life. You cannot control it. The only way I think to master that, you got to understand that they're not in it for you as a person. So once you acknowledge that, then you're fine, and I think that you can get past that.
Yeah.
Loaf, I don't know if you know Loaf, but like he talked about this like as a kid, like he'd get bullied, and then growing up, and he has like a lot of like social anxiety. So YouTube helps with it because it's like
Yeah.
a way to put himself out there without having to be in like the social life,
Yeah.
physically, and like his favorite song, like he played it in like his video when he got like 1 mil. It was like Kid Cudi. I think it was like Love. I don't know if you heard that song. It's a good song, and he's like the biggest line in the story of the chorus is like, in all of the stories, the hero gets lonely, and there's so much meaning when it comes to that. Um, that can mean people leave him at times. People don't stick with him through the adventure. He's just in his own bubble and his own thoughts. It can mean so many different things to so many people, and they're all like positive and like real things. And
Yeah.
they're using fiction or like typical fiction as like a real life thing, which I think Kid Cudi did an excellent job on, and that's like a really cool thing to add into a song. So you can think about that if you're
Yeah.
trying to look for like a way out of whatever. Just that's
Yeah.
a good thing to listen to, because when you listen to that, it's kind of like drilling into your head.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I was trying to think about times in my life when like I've had like really close friends and like people that I was really close to who I've kind of drifted away from. And the thing is, it's not that I like dislike the person. It's just that we've kind of grown apart. And so at the same time, like when I think of like my friends, even like some of us are growing apart, but I mean that's not always a bad thing. It's just
Hmm.
I feel like that's natural and just sort
It
of like
is.
the human like
Like I
timeline.
I don't
Like
know, was it Chief Keef or some rapper said, just because I lose you as a friend doesn't mean I gain you as an enemy.
yeah, it's like if I've had that connection with you and I've bonded with you over that amount of time, that hasn't gone to shit. We've just like we've done this, right? We've gone apart, but that doesn't mean I have any malicious intent towards you. Maybe like I wouldn't grow apart from you if I had malicious intent. If there was bad shit between us, like it would be cut, right? It'd be cut off. It would just
Hmm.
stop. The line would just go like this,
Hmm.
capped, right? But if we had like a connection and we were close, there's that connection is still there, but it's just not as strong. It's fading. So I think that's the difference in my opinion between like sort of like fake love, because like there could just be people that grow apart from you. And the thing is, I feel like recently I've just been trying to like improve myself, bro. Like reading, going to the gym, meditating, keeping my room clean, trying to like do better in school and just like I don't know, try to improve myself and become better as a human being, bro. And like I feel like sometimes it's not always the easiest when you have the same group of friends and the same people around you, because some of the time like they're not always people aren't gonna like always support you. You know what I mean? And I think that's really like important to learn and to experience, because like if you have yes men around you all the time, obviously like you're not gonna ever grow. Because if you don't experience like pain or trauma or any sort of um change, like how are you gonna know when it's good, and
Yeah.
how do you know that you are changing, right?
Another quote. Juice World said once, "It's your world. You can do what you want."
Yeah.
So, sometimes you have to put yourself in front of anybody's opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, listen to your peers and listen to what people are telling you and take notes and take hints. But you got to be cognitive. Like, you don't just have, you put yourself in front of everything else in a sense. Because yeah, it's your world. You can do what you want, and I don't live in Justin's shoes. You don't live in my shoes.
Hmm.
This whole world could be fake. You could just be in my mind right now, and they could all
Yeah.
be bullshit. I've actually had dreams like that. One time I had a dream where this was such a cool dream. Basically, when you're playing like GTA or something, and you look one way and then you turn behind you where you were looking, and then something spawned in
Yeah.
because it renders. I had a dream like that, and I was like, I spawned into this place that I know where it is. I'm not gonna say it, but I spawned into this place, and like that happened, and people were starting to come into my realm and like all this stuff, and basically, long story short, I time traveled like to the 90s or something, and then like my friend was there, and I was like, I knew it was a dream, but it wasn't quite like a lucid dream. I was just like, yeah, I know this is like fake, and then my friend is like, oh, so like, what do you think I am then if this is all
Hmm.
fake? And I was like, well, you're just a part of my dream. And then they're like, oh, so yeah, I'm just fake then, aren't I? And I was like, yep, pretty much. And then they're like, oh wow, and they use the same thing I say as like, oh, so life is just a whole simulation then, isn't it? And I was like, well, yeah, this one. And they're like, sure. Like it wasn't like a creepy thing, but
Yeah.
it was just
Fuck you.
like it was something that would actually happen in real life,
Yeah.
like of that interaction. Um, Another one I was like, oh, this one's kind of like you're not gonna understand, but in the time it wasn't creepy. I talk about it, it kind of was. I spawned in like I was one place, another like 1 second I was in one place, the other I was somewhere else, and I was just like, my friend was like, I saw him in public, and I was like, why, like, where are we? Or I said, where are we? Or like, why am I here? And then they're like, I think you know why you're here, or like, I think you know where you are. Like
Hmm.
super like creepy when I said it out loud, but it wasn't. And I was like, yeah, I think so too, but like, why? And then they're
Yeah.
like that kind of goes off topic, but what I'm trying to get at is you don't control others, you control yourself.
People just aren't like cognizant of like what goes on in their life, and like people
Mm.
slowly just like follow trends. Oh, I'm with this person, I'm with this person, I'm like emulating like whatever they're doing, right? Like it's like the filler episode of a TV show. Everything's just filler.
Yeah, and
You know
some
what I
people
mean?
in my like I say NPC because it's like kind of a good way to put it, but like some people in my school wear the same exact shit every single day.
Yeah.
Maybe life is a simulation. Like they wear the same exact shit every day. Like
Yeah.
it's like they're in like a cartoon. It's like Scooby Doo, but like Shaggy doesn't change his fucking outfit.
Yeah. But I think it's like important to be like mindful and just like think about like where you are and where you want to end up, because like if you take your time for granted now and like you hang around a bunch of losers and druggies and this and that, like if you want to end up somewhere and you have a vision of where you want to be, like do you really see yourself in 10 years with those same people? Like do you think that hanging out with those people will get you to where you want to be? And like most of the time, no. Like if the habits you're creating now like stick with you later on in life, and like I don't know, whatever you do now affects your life later on, it just kind of makes you think like, damn, like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I should be surrounding myself with different people. But yeah, that's always just a difficult thing to do, especially in high school, man, because it's so cliquey. Like you're with one group of people and you're kind of in that group. You know what I mean? It's not very like
Yeah.
of course it's not, it's just different. Like I mean, I guess my school at least, and from my perspective, it's pretty cliquey. Like we're all friends, like we're all like acquaintances, and we're all like, yeah, we're good friends. But like it's just different. Like the people that you're friendly to and the people that you spend your time with, I think is like there's kind of like a disconnect there. Cause like I
Mm.
could be friendly to someone and nice, and we get have a good time in school, whatever. But like outside of school, it's just kind of a different
Well, yeah.
relationship, I
Of
guess.
course, of course. And I have those where like I have friends that I'm only friends with like in school.
Yeah.
I don't really have like a clique or like a friend group. I just
Yeah.
have different friends in different groups, but I wouldn't say I'm a part of like a group of friends
Yeah.
in my school at least.
I feel like that's such a weird thing too as well. Like you're not like bounded, but it's just like the people that you spend your time with and you're almost like, okay, if you're in this group and we're in this group and someone doesn't like someone else from this group, you know what
It's
I
like a
mean? And it's just like,
war.
oh, there's tension, blah blah blah, like we're not chill. Like it's just kind of like a weird thing. And it's such a like weird thing. Like that doesn't happen in normal life. You're not gonna not be friends with someone because oh blah blah blah. Like we're in different groups. Like I feel like that's just not like reflective of like who we're supposed to be. You know what I mean? Oh, my friend doesn't like this person, so I'm not gonna be friends with him. You know what I mean?
I don't think like that.
I wouldn't say I'm like that, but I just think that that's like the social like climate. You know what I mean? Like just like there's so much, I don't know, like animosity you could say between people or like not even. I don't know how to explain it, but there's just like people are just to themselves. Like I don't know. For me at least, like I feel like my group, we're all like pretty tight, and it's like that's pretty much it. Like I'm friendly to people and I'm nice to people, whatever. We can have conversations, but like at the end of the day, those are the people that I'm spending the time with. You know?
Yeah. I remember I was helping somebody in need, and this was my friend's friend. I didn't know them, and they were like, they needed help, so I like helped them, and they're like, "Why are you so nice?" And I was like, "It's just like a nice thing to do." Um, like I don't know you, like you could be a horrible person for all I know, but there's nothing wrong with spreading like love and like nice things, no
Yeah.
matter what. So I was just like why wouldn't I be?
Yeah.
So and they were just surprised by that, like, oh, okay. Like
That's
they
kind of
took it,
sad.
they
Yeah.
took it as like not a normal response from me.
It's an abnormal thing to do, and
Yeah,
honestly, it's quite sad. Like that people
yeah.
can't. Not that they can't appreciate it, but that that's just not normal. That
It's
people
not used
can't be
to.
friendly to each other and they can't like have a nice conversation. Like today in
Mhm.
school, I was talking to people that like I don't like usually have like talk to them that often, but it's like hey, like it's kind of like it's just weird. Like I liked it. It was nice, just like talking to new people and whatever. So I don't know. It's different though. It's completely different, especially like I don't know. You have the same sort of like, at least with like with my friends, like oh we have like the same humor, the same
Mhm.
thing, and I'm like I know him so much. Like I've known him so long, and like we've been friends for so long that it's just kind of like I don't know. It's almost like my brother. You know what I mean? Like we're
Mhm.
super close, and that connection is really hard to find. And it's very weird, like the juxtaposition between, hey, I'm super close with this person, and then in that same building, and like two guys next to you, I like barely know that guy. You know what I mean? And it's
Well, that's
just,
the thing, right? Like,
it's really like weird environment. But yeah, the other thing that I kind of wanted to talk about was like how sensitive people are as well. Um, and like kind of like relating back to this thing about like fake love and just like and people like hurting you to help you, you know what I mean? Like the whole thing with that and people being too sensitive, I think is just like bullshit. Because like me and my friends like we completely like we rip each other, but like it's out of love, if that makes sense. Like one of our friends,
is there a line?
that's what's hard to say because I feel like there isn't really. There's something, I guess there's some things
But
like
you don't know
Zach.
until it happens.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like there's no set in stone boundary, but there is. I think there's like one.
Invisible.
There's an invisible like people just know when it's too far.
Mhm.
Like to an extent, it's just too much. But I think usually most stuff's on limits because it's like I think in a sense some of it's like beneficial. Because if you have people telling you, hey man, like that wasn't that good, or hey man, that was kind of shit, or even if you just get used to people like almost like bullying you in a sense is almost positive because like hey if someone told me hey man you're
You're small
really
shit.
fat I'd
Yeah.
be like fuck man I gotta go to the gym I gotta work you know what I mean I guess that's just how I think and how I like think about stuff but like
Yeah.
if someone's saying something to you it may not all be true and like I
Mhm.
think it's not
Or
valuable
over exaggerated.
to listen to someone if hey like
Fair.
I don't give a fuck about someone's opinion who I'm not like overly close with like if I'm not like if I don't know you I don't give a fuck about your opinion really
Yeah.
because I don't know you. I don't know what like that's coming from what
There's
that
no
opinion is
validity
based
to
on.
that opinion.
Exactly. And so, like, if someone close to me says, hey, man, you really fucked up here, or I didn't really like when you
You
did that,
listen to them.
I listen to that and I take that into account because, hey, like, I'm close to this person and they
As
know
opposed to
me well.
hearing somebody.
100%. And they know who I am as a person. They know how I
Yeah.
act on a day-to-day basis, and they know me. So then hey, like, maybe I should, right? And so I think that's important. Having people, not having yes men around you and not just validating everything you say and, like, completely riding with you is, like, positive because you improve and you become better when you're exposed to that, I think.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. But yeah, on the sensitivity thing, like, I think it's just so blown out of proportion. Like, I can't believe, like, if you tell someone, if you're, like, jokingly, like, talking to someone, or even just, like, I don't know, you're kind of mean, but it's both, like, you're in a friendship and it doesn't come out that way, but it's just kind of like how you communicate. I hate that people get so riled up. What's crazy to me is how sensitive people are and how quickly people are to go down the comments and start typing shit. Like, people can't take criticism, they can't take jokes, and they can't fucking take when someone argues against their opinion. People can't argue anymore, which I find super sad because if you don't argue and you're so caught up in your own beliefs, you'll never learn and, like, develop as a person. So that's just, like, crazy to me
Or
that people
debating.
are so fucking shut off and in their own, like, oh, I'm right and you're wrong, so I don't give a fuck about whatever you say. They keep such a
Yeah.
closed mind about someone else's opinion that they just completely disregard everything that they say, whether it's fact, whether it's a quote, whether it's
And
opinion.
that is the wrong way to look at the quote. It's your world. You can do what you want.
Exactly.
That's the wrong way to look at it.
And so that's what I don't know. Today I kind of had, or not today, but this week, that's kind of the realization that I had. It was how soft and how sensitive people are becoming. If you say anything, people just completely rip you,
You know,
and, like, it's brutal. Like, you can't have an argument, like a civilized argument, or
without somebody
disagreements.
being like, "How dare you?"
I
No,
know.
let me talk.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen much. Like, well, it does, but it's not the same as when it, was, 5 years ago, 3 years ago. So in a lot of YouTubers, it's common for a reason that a lot of YouTubers I watch, they'll be like, I know you guys are going to the comments right now saying, oh, no, you can't say that, or you can't say this, hear me out. Or, yeah, people are going to start flaming in the comments for this, so let me just address this. Or, let me explain before you guys go into the comments and start, like, that sort of stuff is so common because it's a thing, and all those guys say it for a reason. It's not just coincidence, so, no.
Yeah, and it's honestly quite sad when you see that, because, like, back, like, whatever, 20 years ago, you could have a disagreement. So you could disagree with someone and
Before
still
cancel culture was
prevalent, and, like, oh, cancel culture this, cancel culture that. You could have a disagreement with someone and still see their side of the coin, right? You still see their perspective, and you could be, hey, like, that's a good perspective. I don't agree with you necessarily, but I can see where you're coming from, and I respect that that's your opinion. The other thing that I don't like is when people associate someone's opinion with the person or the type of person that they are. You're this, and because you have this opinion, I don't like you. That's what I think is just...
I'm guilty of that.
I guess you kind of are your opinions, and you are what you believe in to an extent.
But I still look at you as a human, though.
Yeah, but solely judging someone on what they've said or, like, their opinion on something before you actually met them and talked with them and interacted with them is, like...
Well, I do that, but if you were to put me in the room with the person, I would start off with a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Because even the people that I'm closest to the most, I do not trust fully enough to listen to them when they say what they say. Let's say somebody said, I think cancer is fake. If that's what you think, that's your opinion, I don't respect it. I think that's so stupid and horrible because cancer has done so much bad things. But it doesn't matter who you are in this world. If you were to tell me that and you are my mother, I would not take that fully serious. And if you were to put me in the room with that person, I would start off like I never heard that.
Yeah.
I'll put that out there.
Yeah, and I think that, like, people shouldn't be completely judged on, like, what they believe in. Although it is, I think, an important factor, I think you should also just, like, who the person is, who they are, right? And what your experience is with them. One thing that I don't like is when someone they know have had an experience with them, and then they, like, automatically just write off anything that person has to say, anything that
Yeah, it's dumb.
any experience they had with them. Oh, this person had a bad experience. I don't like them. I don't know. I don't like that. I think it's just like a shitty way to live your life. So philosophy. One other like side tangent thing to go on. Philosophy, like as a course, is such a great course. Like I've had a lot of people. Oh, philosophy's
That's good.
gay. You're gay for liking philosophy and taking it, bro. That's a shit course. And a lot of people before I switched, I was in Law 12 for like 2 days. Law sucks. So then I switched to philosophy, and I was like, all right, I'm doing philosophy instead. And I honestly really enjoy it because it's like you're thinking about the way you're thinking, like metacognition.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think like being able to understand someone's viewpoint, like the whole thing with like the world of forms and Plato. Do you think I don't believe that shit? I don't believe that. Oh, the world of forms. Our soul is acquainted with the world of forms, and we knew all these universal principles before we were even alive. Maybe I don't really agree with that, right? But it's cool to see someone's understanding fucking thousands of years ago that still hold up today, and like that's like it's like philosophically sound, like using his principles and his idea
It's
of the
intact.
world. It's intact and it
Yeah.
makes sense. So I think, and like learning to, that's what I mean. Like debate and like disagreement, and like still seeing the, I don't know, someone's thinking and where they come from is a really valuable skill, and that's why I think philosophy is so valuable because you can see where that person's coming from, and like you can understand people better.
What kind of tests are you getting in that class?
The tests are like just about the material. So like the materials are very like, I guess we have like notes. So like we looked at Plato and Aristotle, and like you have to, one of the questions was like explain Plato's understanding of the soul versus like Aristotle's, and then like another one would be like the function, the like basically there's like four changes that happen within a thing. So it's like formal cause, functional cause, final cause, and like the agent of cause. And these like the four things that attribute to a change in something.
Oh,
And so we talked about that, and just like the substantial thing and the
okay.
accidental thing, like I said,
Just list off.
they would give
different-
you something, and it's like, okay, is this a substantial change, like water to ice? Is that a substantial change or an accidental change? Accidental, because it's still water, regardless if it's just a different state of water, frozen to liquid. So yeah, that's just like stuff like that. It's honestly not
Okay.
that hard.
Nice.
But yeah, that's kind of like the test. But yeah, as a class in a whole, I really enjoy it because you kind of have, you can kind of like debate with the
Yeah,
teacher. You
philosophy
challenge their
is pretty
takes.
interesting. I don't know if you ever watched The Good Place. Have you heard of
I've
it?
seen some of it. Yeah.
They do a lot of philosophy because they think like, okay, how's this world? Because they use philosophy to talk about heaven that they're in,
Mhm.
and how it could line up with philosophy and like reasoning behind stuff.
Mhm.
And they actually like solve some shit.
Yeah.
Um,
I think just like learning to like think about stuff, because like even my teacher says like everyone's a philosopher, they just don't know it yet, because philosophy is just like you have like an opinion or like what
mhm.
you think, whatever, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, your philosophy, but like everyone has their own opinions and their own philosophy, you know what I mean, their own agenda,
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah, it's just it's a cool course, and I really enjoy it. I think it's probably, I don't know, I would recommend it to people if you're into like learning about that. Because maybe the course material isn't like the most fun and like entertaining, but I think the skills that you learn through the course
It's pretty
is
life.
valuable, and yeah, like
Mm.
almost like life altering kind of.
Mm.
I mean, that makes it sound super dramatic, but I just think it's, yeah, it's, I'm only halfway, I'm like whatever, 3/4 down. But yeah, I think it's really cool, and yeah, good course.
Okay. I got cover drops here. You saw this.
Oh yeah, it's from last week, and then it got like
Yeah, the
camera issues and audio and
the
shit.
the Nav bowling. Why is there people behind him? Like this doesn't look like a right photo because there's like he's on the bowling floor, but then there's people to like his left. Oh, maybe it's like the other lane.
Yeah. Or like, you know, some of those bowling places have like the I don't know, you can eat pizza over here, or
Yeah, yeah.
you can play games over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Like maybe it's like
He's
that.
about to get a strike in the toilet bowl.
Oh.
It's like caught for me. Yo, fuck with the new shower curtain.
last time I said drop, and this time I say drop as well. My reasoning last time is like if I'm taking a shit, I don't want to be like sitting and like
Hey, Nav.
Nav's fucking bowling next to me, dude. Like bowling into
next
my
to me.
balls, bro. I'm not trying to have that. So
Might have a guest
for that
over.
reason, I'd say drop. Yeah,
Dude.
if someone's like I have a guest and they're like in my washroom and like what the fuck is
Or
wrong
it's like
with
your
this guy?
grandmother.
Yeah, she's like, who is this man? Like what? She'll probably like get scared, bro. She's like, who is this guy?
It's like when Dwayne's SIM card got cloned and his voicemail was changed to like the guy saying
That's
the
fun.
N word. It's like his grandma's like, "Who's that strange man on the phone? I tried
Yeah,
calling
who's
you."
that strange man on my fucking shower? Dude?
Yeah, and then we got these the Puma Kings. They look like a
Ooh.
weird shape though.
I agree with you. Yeah, the toe like really weird. It
Curves
comes
up.
up, curves up quite a bit, and the collar sticks. Like it looks like it sticks out, kind of like see the top there, like goes like this.
Yeah,
I don't know, kind of a weird shape.
They
The
got holes.
design's really cool. I like the
I like the
white.
design.
I like white boots. I have white boots right now. A lot of people, oh, they get dirty, but like
Blue as well, nice blue.
they're nice, dude. I don't care. Yeah, the blue, the white. I'd say cop, man. They look cool.
I like the art going around here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say drop because I don't know what that curve would be like, if that's gonna look weird like that with them on or not. Don't want to
Yeah.
risk it, so I'm gonna say drop. But cool. Yeah, Puma's got some bangers, really. Pretty
Yeah.
underrated in my opinion.
I got a 30-day streak on Duolingo, so if you have Duolingo, add me, bro. I'm insane. So one of my friends was like, "Bro, you do Duolingo and you literally know like 3 words, bro." And I'm like, "No, I'm knowing a little bit more than that." But he was just like, he's making fun of me because he's like, "Yeah, dude, Duolingo my ass, bro." He's like, "You spent 30 days on that shit and you still barely know fucking French at all." I'm like, "Well, at least I'm doing something
That's not
better
Fortnite.
with my time. Yeah, better than fucking
Call of
Fortnite
Duty,
and
bro.
Chell, bro." So
Call of Duty, like
COD and fucking.
dude, like I don't know if you know Noah Canada, but like he's like you know it, there's a new COD out when I'm getting more fat. Like playing. He's like, I'm running some fucking Black Ops, dude. Like I just came back from 7-Eleven getting some Doritos. It's double XP, got it claimed the
Double
cover.
XP, bro.
Dude, that
Fair
guy's
enough.
such a funny character. Holy fuck. Oh, dude, he's got like holes in his wall because he like throws the controller at the
So
drywall.
fucking dumb, bro. People that like ways like that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, like the only like really mad I've gotten in video games, and I've never thrown a controller. The worst is
Wii.
like Chell. Oh, that's different, no.
That's not getting mad.
No,
though.
we're just gonna skip past that. But yeah, the worst I got like mad is like NHL, bro. If I'm playing my friend, like the whole time he's talking shit, like I score like in 21, Chell 21. There's like a cross create like exploit. So if you go cross create, it's like if you go like breakaway and then you go left, right, it's like you literally score every time. And so like it's so dumb. He's like cross crease your bitch ass, you fucking suck. And then like other way, I'll come down the other way, cross crease, and like it's like, buddy,
Dude,
you're
you need a
actually
new strategy though.
It works every time. But then on Game Pass, like 22 came out like 2 months, like 6 months ago, bro. And Quinn calls me like last night, "Hey, bro, you want to rip some 22?" And I'm like, "What? I don't even have it." And he's like, "Yeah, it's on Game Pass." And I'm like, "What? For how long?" He's like, "For like 6 months." I'm like, "What?" I'm a bit late then, but yeah. So I just downloaded 22. So hopefully,
We gotta run our game again. Last time me and Justin played Chell, I beat him. Close game, so you gotta
Yeah.
show me. I haven't played Chell in around a month, so
I was trying to do the
Spring break.
Michigan, like the lacrosse league thing. It's so difficult because
we should do the Zegress like behind the net.
Yeah, that's
like-
what it is. That's
Oh,
what
that's
it
what-
is. Yeah.
oh.
So I was trying to do it. Me and Addie were trying to do it for like no joke, probably like an hour.
Guys, come
And so the
on.
thing is, well, I'm probably exaggerating. Probably like 30 minutes, maybe I don't know. But anyways, basically what you do is like it's just the timing is super fucked. So you have to like move the left stick. If he's like a lefty, you move it to the forehand. You press the bumper, and then you have to do like a circular motion with the stick.
I was
so
just
in
making fun
theory-
of Noah Canada for playing too much COD, bro.
Yeah, I
And
know.
then
As
you're-
I'm explaining this shit, but okay, it's like okay, it's not that hard. Like the move makes sense, right? But the thing is, I was watching a video on it to actually do the move, and the guy's like, "Yeah, bro. In order to get it, it's like 1/300th of a second, because it's 3 frames." In a 60, like there's a 3-frame window to do the move.
guys.
And then it's 60 frames per second. So
So you,
that
like,
means
calculate
there's literally like a fraction of a second to fucking get the move off.
and then you gotta calculate the percentage.
The percentage of it's so fucking bad, bro.
And how fast your fingers move.
Yeah, ooh, and the fucking rotation of your
You
thumb
will
on the
never
stick.
get like an appropriate answer. Somebody I know did like a chat GPT like thing like this. It was like, how much towels will you need to absorb all the water from Niagara Falls? And it was like, you need 1.6 billion towels from just a general like store or something,
But
company, like a big company.
1.6 billion, like
They
where,
said it's on
how do
estimate.
you like bring that number up? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, 1 billion sounds good enough. Like, you know what I mean? Because that like 1 billion would just be enough towels to like go from the bottom to the top. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah.
who comes
Well,
up with
they
these
said it was an
estimates?
estimate,
Oh,
so-
the estimate. Like, I estimate that it will take like. Well, how many golf balls do you think it will to fill this room, bro? Like, that's like why would I even need to estimate that? You know, like that's just
That
a fucking
actually,
dumb thing.
that could probably be. You could probably get an actual answer off that, because
So you find the area of the room and the
well, yeah, you know the
diameter of one
area,
golf
you know the
ball.
width of the room. That's something you'd see on like a math test. Like, oh, I want to.
Yeah, but that like theoretically yes, but like each golf ball, like you could like line them up like this. But let's say you had a shit ton of like I'm talking like to the roof, bro. Like you fill it up all the way. Like they're not gonna come in like flat like in array, bro. They're not gonna come like you know, in rows. Like it's just gonna be like all like piled up on top of each
You
other,
might
like
need half
in
a
a mess,
golf
you
ball.
know.
Well, yeah, but you can get, depending on how big the balls are, it might fit perfectly. And also, it's like, what do you mean by fit? Like, is
Like,
it
I'm
fit
not
like I
saying,
have to
like-
open the door and then it all comes
No,
flooding
like,
out?
yeah. So like you fill it up all the way. Like I'm talking like to the ceiling. But,
Yeah, and like you
I'm
can't walk
saying-
in here, like, cause
But I'm also saying that it's not like, but like people think like, okay, if you're doing like a math test and
Mhm.
it's like, okay, the area of the room is this, the length of one row is this, find how many golf balls it would take to hit the ceiling. Like it's like a cube or some shit, the volume of the cube. And so whatever you calculate the volume. But that doesn't mean that like, oh, theoretically, that sound makes sense. But then like if you actually did it, the golf balls would like stack all weird and shit and like
True.
also, why the fuck would I want to predict how many golf balls can fit in this room? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, Mr.
when
Beast
would I ever
probably.
need it? Yeah, so like I was saying, like, why do you need to know how many golf balls are going to fit in this room? Like, practically speaking, you know, I'm going to fill my room with a bunch of golf balls. Unless, like, you're Mr. Beast or something, bro. Like, and also, man, this is like theoretical math. Like, do you think Mr. Beast has a fucking mathematician? Actually, I think it would take 1,000 golf balls to fill. Like, no, dude, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, he'll just buy a shit ton of golf balls and fucking fill it up, bro. So,
I saw like someone reviewing like the Mr. Beast video. I watched this where he had to buy like a $60,000 coffin. They talk about this on Impulsive,
yeah.
and you know, he got buried alive, and he was eating in there and drinking. What if he started choking?
I never thought about that.
What if he
I
started?
never thought.
You're dead.
Because he's also lying down. So eating lying down
And
is
drinking.
like super.
Drinking,
fucked.
you're like begging to like start choking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
you're not gonna
coughing.
get out in time. No way.
Yeah.
So that's a very stupid.
Unless
way
he
to
eats
die.
on his stomach. Like I don't think he'd eat like.
I don't think he has enough room to. Well, yeah, he probably has enough turn.
I think I watched like something, or I was on some podcast where maybe it was Impulsive that he's talking about it as well. But he said at one point in the challenge, what he did is he moved from like his head was like at this end of the coffin, and then his feet at the another. But what he did is he tried to like rotate, and he got stuck. Like his back got stuck, and he was like stressing, like fuck, like, and he had like so much time left, like, and like he's buried underground, right, in a fucking.
It's gonna take
and
at
so,
least like an hour to get him out.
And he was like stressing. He's like, fuck, like if like I don't know some shit about his like circulation and whatever. Like if you think about like this, like you're like stuck like this.
He's got one of those watches though.
For like an hour, and yeah, they could like dig him up, but
It's gonna take a while.
he's like fuck, like he was like stressing, but anyways, he like ended up getting the other side, and then he like floated back, but like that shit's scary, bro. I don't think I would ever
He's
do
on
that.
Joe Rogan talking about this.
No matter how much money you ever gave me, I would never
One
do
chip?
that shit. One chip, sure. Burying myself in a coffin under fucking like
50 feet of
50,000 fucking pounds of dirt, man.
You're gonna
no
go to the
fucking
core of the
thanks,
earth?
dude. Yeah, I'm just fucking die. No thanks. On that note, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on episode 145.